Hey, this is Kim here, the Divine Warrior Goddess, and I have been observing judgment. So I wanted to talk about differentiating between judgment and observation. Observation is when you have the ability to sit back without emotion and not judge another, but recognize when their patterns and programs are playing out. And this can be hardest with our family members as they may be hurting us now, or they have hurt us in the past. And it assists us with having compassion when we recognize that they would not be hurting us if they were not hurt inside themselves. And this all comes back from our childhood and also past lives as well. All times of existence, because there is no time. So it's all occurring right now, here in this moment. So let's say if you're having a hard time with the relationship with a very close family member, whether it be a parent or a sibling or anyone, it really does help to get past that anger and that emotional state and try to observe them as the hurt child that they are inside. And give them love. If you can remain neutral, without emotion, you can totally transform the energy of the relationship. That does not mean that you don't say what you need to say, because you do. Now, I did talk about a lot of this in my book because this was me, where I always kept my mouth shut. I could observe where they were coming from, but I still have a lot of emotion with it my whole life. And once I released that emotion and really stepped into my power and looked at them like the wounded child that they are and where they're coming from, it changes everything. Everything. You can treat them with more love and compassion and say what you need to say. Now, they might not like it because you never did that before. But when we show them so much love and we're not saying things to hurt them, we no longer play in manipulation games, and we treat them with love, respect, and kindness and compassion. That's what transforms everything. Otherwise, you're just spewing out your toxic emotions. You're projecting it not only onto others, but you could be doing it on social media, and it's very toxic. So what you're not getting out of this energy, you're not getting it out in a healthy manner. So what you're doing is you're recreating the same loop cycle over and over and over again, especially because if you put this on social media and someone agrees with you, you're just continuing to create this loop cycle that's never going to end until you go within and you deal with all of this and release it on your own. You can journal. You can talk it out alone. Alone. The most important part of releasing is not to project. So if this is you and you're having a hard time getting out of that, my suggestion to you is go within. Always go within. Don't project out, because you are defeating the entire purpose of what you were trying to achieve. So, I know that I bring up a lot of topics that a lot of people don't want to look at. They don't want to face. But I don't care, because I'm here to assist all in growing and moving on and not staying in that same pattern, that same program, that same loop style. So that's one of the reasons that I wrote my book, Divine Warrior Goddess, Step into Your Power, because you're not in your power when you are spewing out kind of toxic hate. And I don't use the word hate. I try to be very careful with the words that I use. But what you're really showing is your own wounded parts inside. And remember that when you release all of these emotions and you get to a healthy place, that it transforms the relationship. The one that you are pointing fingers and you're in victim mode and blah, 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 you're just creating it over and over, and it's not going to change. But when you have the ability to become the neutral observer with love and compassion, then you will see how magical the relationship will change. Some relationships will end as they are no longer in alignment. But if they stay, it's beautiful, because guess what? You've transformed it through your own self-work. And that also assists that other soul, because as we transform and heal ourselves, we are also assisting our entire bloodline, our entire family. We're all one, we're all family, but I'm talking about the close family souls that you chose to incarnate with. So let it go. Let it go in a healthy way, because you're just recreating the whole thing over and over when you do it publicly and with the person that you're with. Now, when I started doing this with a very close family member, I may have appeared unemotional, matter of fact, and they don't know how to deal with that. But one thing is for sure, that they know you mean business, and that's stepping in your power. And when someone sees that you mean business, they pay attention. If you are getting into arguments, yelling and screaming, whatever you may or may not be doing, that's not in your power, and they know that. So you're putting off a very weak energy. So pull back, go within, release it on your own, come to terms with it on your own, scream in a pillow, journal, yell, get in the car, yell, scream, call them every nasty name in the book. You got to get that energy out on your own, alone, and you will transform that relationship all on your own. And it will not remain, as I said, if it's not in alignment anymore. But if it is in alignment, to remain in each other's lives, it's going to be beautiful. And I always speak from my own experience with close family members. I do not talk about anything that I have not experienced myself. And one of my biggest sayings, and saying in my book, is if I can do it, anyone can do it. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I love you. And have a beautiful, beautiful, magical day. Bye for now.